Before we even start, take a look at this. The controller, the headset, and even this animated character, none of these were modeled in Blender or created using traditional 3D workflows. Everything you're seeing was generated using AI inside a browser. That already changes the expectation. So the real question is not just how this works, but whether something like this can actually replace parts of a real 3D pipeline. That's exactly what I want to test today. Today I'm testing Meshy AI, a platform that's pushing AI 3D modeling much closer to something usable in real production. Instead of just generating random models, the idea here is to build a workflow where you can go from an idea to a usable 3D asset in minutes. And with their latest updates, they're focusing heavily on improving geometry, sharper edges, better topology, and more stable outputs. So this isn't just about quick results anymore, and it's about usable results. What makes this interesting isn't just the generation speed, it's the range of workflows inside one system. You're not limited to just text to 3D. You can start from an image, generate multi-view references, convert that into a 3D model, refine topology, generate textures, and even turn that model into a video. On top of that, everything is compatible with tools like Blender, Unreal Engine, and Cinema 4D. So this is clearly designed to fit into real production pipelines, not just experiments. So let's start with something simple but practical. I'm going to take an image of a gaming controller and try to turn this into a usable 3D asset. Instead of thinking of this as a demo, think of it as creating something you could actually use inside a game or a product visualization. I'll drag the image in, add a simple prompt, and generate a clean version of the image first. Then from there, we move directly into image to 3D. Now, once the 3D model is generated, this is where things get more interesting. This isn't just a visual preview. I can rotate the model, inspect the geometry, and start refining it. Let's generate textures and see how close we can get to something realistic. And honestly, for something created this fast, the result already looks usable. You could easily imagine this inside a game environment or product render without needing heavy manual work. One thing I really like here is the level of control after generation. I can adjust the lighting to preview how the model behaves in different environments, which is something you normally do in a full 3D software. I can also remesh the model, for example, switching from triangles to quads, which is important if you want cleaner topology for editing or animation. And the fact that this is happening directly in the browser makes the whole workflow much faster. Let's try another example using text to 3D. I'll generate a high-end gaming headset from a simple prompt and see how the system handles more complex shapes. Within seconds, we get a full 3D model again. After adding textures and adjusting the lighting, the result feels consistent and clean. This is where the speed becomes really important, because you can test multiple ideas very quickly without committing to one direction too early. Now I want to push this further, because generating a model is one thing, but making it usable is something else. So let's take a character model and rig it. Inside Meshy, I can select a humanoid rig, place a few markers, and the system handles the rest. And just like that, this is no longer a static object. I can apply animations, test movement, and turn it into something that could actually be used in a real project, whether that's a game or a short animation. And this is where things start to connect into a full pipeline, because now that we have a 3D model, we can even turn it into a video. Instead of exporting everything into another software, I can generate a product-style video directly here. I'll set a simple prompt like a slow camera orbit and generate a short clip. And the result already looks like something you could use for a presentation or even a commercial-style visual. At this point, it becomes clear that this isn't just a single feature tool. It's more like a system where each step connects to the next. You can go from image to 3D, from 3D to animation, and from animation to video, all inside one environment. That kind of workflow is what makes tools like this actually useful, especially for creators who want to move fast without jumping between multiple platforms. Honestly, this doesn't fully replace traditional 3D software yet. If you need highly detailed, production-level assets with full control, tools like Blender are still essential. But for rapid prototyping, content creation, testing ideas, and even building assets for smaller projects, this changes the workflow completely. And the fact that everything runs inside a browser lowers the barrier even more. If you want to test it yourself, get Pro monthly for just $1. Starting today, click the link in my description to unlock your $1 Pro access. Limited quantity available, first come, first served. And then try a few ideas, push it a bit, and see what kind of results you get. Because tools like this are improving very fast, and understanding how to use them early can give you a real advantage. That's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.